Absolutely. Let's move on now to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The NFF Awards still getting a lot of people talking. We saw the gathering of players from 1994, before then, and even the current some members of the current set of the Super Eagles as well. So we saw Taribo West, who was there as well too. And Taribo West has said something very interesting. I think we should just first of all listen to what Taribo West has to say about honoring more classes of the Super Eagles.
It should not be discriminated to just in a certain kind of set or generation to be recognized or celebrated. Last year, I was able to witness the coming of Chuku, Okala, Felix Owolabi, Shoko Degbami, and some of other ex-veterans. I think this should spread round to a certain kind of round table to bring that oneness in Nigerian football. And I also want to thank Amaju-led NFF because it's a seed that they are sowing on the ground. And it's going to also affect the performance and the spirit of this younger generation that will go for the next edition of African AFCON Nation Cup in Egypt. This will bring about a certain kind of edge that will give them an advantage and profit in the tournament.
Yes, the former Super Eagles defender, thanking and appreciating what the NFF have done for the class of 1994, but also wanting them to do more for other players that have done the country proud. So the question would be straight away, Ben and Ibrozano, if the NFF were to, honor another set, let's say in the next awards next year, who would it be?
Well, I think if you look at the trends, the 1980 squad that won the Nations Cup, we were honored the last time. This is the second edition of the I2NFF Awards, and they've honored now the 1994 squad. Unfortunately, one of the biggest players we ever produced, Stephen Keshi, was not alive to witness this. I'm sure.
Yeah, quite a few of them as well. Rashidi Yakini, you can name with your car for.
But a lot of them were there, and I mean, kudos to the NFF. I think the next squad, to my mind, that should be honored, should be. I think the Super Falcons should be included. One.
Just come on, just one. Usually you do one per night.
The first national team to have won 8 straight Nations Cup, they should be honored. So and then coming, I think the Atlanta 96 squad is the next in line. Yeah. The Atlanta 96 squad was
which one first, the Falcons or the Atlanta 96 squad for the next awards?
If you are picking one, I'll pick the Atlanta 96 squad, led by Nwankwo Kanu. They were simply wonderful. The first African side, to have won a major
Olympic
soccer
gold
tournament in the world and an Olympic gold medal. I mean, they set the pace, and that's to have taken out the biggest
Brazil,
countries in the
Argentina,
world,
Japan.
The world. That was what the 94 squad should have done in the USA, if not as last-minute sleep, against Italy.
Yeah.
Would have probably won the World Cup. But this Atlanta 96 squad is also a squad that is worth celebrating, and I think they should be next.
Absolutely, I'll take you here and there because if you watch the Atlanta squad, they had almost 6 players from the US 94 squad, and it was a team growing. And then when they got to Atlanta, they were mature. And the first side to have played, a Nigerian side to play at the sacred old Wembley Stadium also. So I'm going to be a little bit funny right now, but I'll give it to the 2013 squad. And I'll tell you why, because Stephen Keshi built a team from nowhere. Young, unknown players from nowhere, and they went to South Africa and they shocked the whole of Africa. So the foundation was there. What is the secret with Stephen Keshi? In tactical risk. When nobody expected him to do so. The likes of Oliseh and Co is still regretting that he's not part of that squad. Why? Because nobody expected it. Even before against Cote d'Ivoire, we heard the rumors everywhere. So I'm going to give it to him for taking the bull by the horn in a very unusual way. 9 or 13 uncapped players also.
Yeah.
Why I agree in a way which...
Oh, now you're backtracking now. Come on,
I'm not necessarily agreeing with him in a way. I think that there is also time, there's always time for everything. I think the 96 squad, Atlanta 96 squad first, and then the 2013 squad should follow. There's a sequence. There should be a sequence.
Right. In between, before 2013 squad, maybe the Falcons of 1999 or something.
Yeah.
They can do something, but for me, it's the Atlanta 96 squad now. Then the sequence should be that after that, the 2013 squad, led by Stephen Keshi and Joseph Yobo, should be the next.
Okay. Well, let's see. Well, it's not just all about, honoring the past ones and all that, but either Peter's side had something different. He feels Nigerian Football Federation should have a Hall of Fame where former players can actually be identified so people can go there and just see who their former stars are.
What I think we should do, the NFF should do, is that they should have a Hall of Fame. You must have a Hall of Fame so that these players can be immortalized. You know, yes, they've been given awards now, but younger ones don't really know their faces, don't know whom they are. But they must be immortalized in the sense that you have a Hall of Fame in NFF where the pictures of these great stars will be put. That's how it is in Safa House. Once you walk into Safa House, you see the 1996 team. Everywhere you go in the Safa building, I think it is important that should be done.
Yeah, it's important we also take a cue from South Africa. I remember Austin talking about the fact that he went to Brazil and he saw, you know, what they have in the museum. We don't even have that. Well, hopefully in the near future, maybe Nigerian Football Federation will think about this one. Now, let's leave the NFF awards now, and I'm talking about some key players. I mean, Sunday Oliseh, he spoke a lot, you know, during the awards. But this time around, when I caught up with him, he talked about this present crop of Eagles, what they can learn from the class of '94, and also how Paulo Wancho happens to be maybe Nigeria's new Yakini.
It pays to be hungry. It pays to want to win something, not just for yourself, but also for the country itself, you know, and just put yourself in history. So it's always good. He's fast, he's strong. And if for a player his size, he can play with the team. Now I'm talking like a coach now, but okay. He's a player that you can use for different formations. And I think it's probably what we've been missing as regards that point since Yakini moved. But I don't want to put pressure on the poor boy by comparing him to the greatest striker we ever had in this country. So I think I'm very optimistic for the man. With this guy, they can go very far.
So with him, they can go far. Just quickly, I mean, one word from you guys, maybe just one word. I mean, what do you make of Paulo Wancho?
Fantastic player. The good thing about him is that he's big, but he still controls the ball so well, like the Nwankwo Kanu days, when you see Nwankwo Kanu so tall, so soft touch, and he still knows how to maneuver the ball, and as if he's going to... look at that hit. It was classic. I mean, you rarely see such goals. Just in the spur of the moment, he goes. If not that the Egyptian defense were a little bit hard on him, he could have had a couple of more goals. And if the team stays together, preparing for the Nations Cup in Egypt, and they get to understand themselves the more.
Of course, nothing's going to separate this team. They're going to be together. We all know the team going to the
just
AFCON.
The time.
Ibrozano, for you, quickly, just one game good enough for Onwachi to go to the AFCON?
Absolutely, because
he's
the missing link. And if you look at Ighalo's breakthrough season in England with Watford, he had a striker who's like a beanpole, who is Troy Deeney. Now we have a beanpole kind of striker who caused nuisance to the opposing defense, and then Ighalo can be free to do the damage.
No,
absolutely, we need him because the way we play now, our game is so lethargic. You need a midfielder from who would send a very long range ball there. He drops it, and then somebody finishes it off.
Which he can do remarkably. So we have a new Yakini. Well, we need to go on a break now. We'll come back and talk about the Kids Cup and also the EPL and Nigerian Professional Football League.